to my channel. Today we are talking about fasting and the concept of calories in versus calories out. And simply put, calories in, calories out is the idea that consuming fewer calories than are used will ultimately lead to lasting weight loss. Is this true or not? So let's dive into some research and figure out how this is a common myth that we have been told for a long time. So if we look at studies, this really isn't the case as far as calories in, calories out, what we have been told. When it comes to maintaining the initial loss. So while you can be successful losing weight, I'll explain more a little bit about how this works as far as long-term sustainability of keeping the weight loss off with this method. Since 1970, the consumption of vegetables, fruits, and grains have increased, and the consumption of red meat, eggs, and animal fats have declined, just as the USDA's dietary guidelines recommend. In 2015, researchers in the United Kingdom reviewed the weight loss rate of more than 175,000 obese men and women over the previous 9 years using the conventional calorie counting method. The probability of achieving normal weight by calorie restriction alone ended in a 99.2% failure rate. The Women's Health Initiative followed 50,000 women over 7.5 years, and one group of women followed a low-fat, low-calorie, high in grains, fruits, and vegetables, but reduced their total calories by about 361 calories per day, and reduced their percentage of calories from fat, as well as increasing their amount of exercise by 14%. Another group followed their usual diet. The expected weight loss from the low-calorie increased exercise group was 36 pounds per year. The other group was not expected to lose any weight. The final results of this study shocked everyone. The difference in weight loss was not even 2 pounds between the two groups. What's worse is the low-calorie group, the average waist size actually grew. The eat less, move more strategy actually ended in the group becoming heavier than ever in the long term. Another example of this is from the hit reality TV show The Biggest Loser, when often stunning weight loss results, but ending in nearly all of them regaining the weight lost back in the long term. The Biggest Loser diet restricts calories by 70% of baseline energy requirements, which typically is between 1,200 and 1,500 calories a day. This, combined with vigorous physical exertion for several hours per day, 6 days per week, the study showed that in 30 weeks of filming, the average weight dropped from 329 pounds to 202 pounds, an average decrease of 127 pounds. 6 years after their incredible weight loss results, 13 of the 14 contestants studied regained all the weight they had lost. So guys, if you're going to be following a weight loss protocol, don't you want what you're doing to lead to lasting weight loss and results that you know that you can maintain long term? This is a 93% failure rate. The main reason for weight regain is that the contestants' metabolism slowed. So a few things can be done to change the end results of those looking to lose weight and keep it off forever. I will explain more on how we can set ourselves up for success in the long run versus just achieving short-term results. So eat less, move more is based on the false idea of how our bodies use calories. You see, with this principle, it's assuming the body reduces all food to simple calories and stores these calories for use in what we like to think of as a single compartment. When the body accesses that compartment to use the calories for exercise and metabolism of our basic bodily functions, with this principle, there's no distinction made between the storage of different types of calories. So calories are actually stored in different ways, as glucose, which can be used for immediate energy, glycogen, which is used for intermediate time frame, or fat, which is long-term energy storage. With this example, they assume all calories are treated equally. This model, however, is known to be completely false. Dr. Jason Fung, a renowned fasting expert, has outlined that there's actually a two-compartment to the way energy is stored in the body. Glycogen is stored in the liver and as body fat. When we eat, our body derives energy from carbs, fats, and protein. Only glucose and fat the body can store for later use. The body cannot store protein. Excess protein that isn't used right away will be converted to glucose, which is stored in the liver as glycogen. However, the liver's capacity to store is limited. Once the glycogen stores are full, the excess calories must be stored as body fat. Both body fat and glycogen are used for energy in the absence of food, but they aren't used equally at the same time. The body prefers to use glycogen rather than body fat. An example being, if your body needs to use 100 calories for a bike ride, the body will get that energy from glycogen. It won't go to the trouble of accessing the stored body fat. You need to burn most of the glycogen before you can burn body fat. In essence, the body can burn either sugar or fat, but not both. How do we use this knowledge to lose weight, keep it off without impacting our metabolism? The answer lies in insulin, which is a crucial role in weight loss and regain. Weight gain is not a calorie problem. Instead, it's a hormonal problem from having too much insulin, which results in weight gain. When we are not eating, insulin levels are low, allowing easy access to stored fat. With low insulin levels, you don't even have to completely empty the glycogen stores before your body will go straight into fat burning. So, not only do low insulin levels allow you to access stored body fat, they actually trigger fat burning for energy. So, if insulin levels are abnormally low, then fat is continually burned. But the opposite is also true. High insulin levels will prevent the body from accessing stored body fat for fuel. It will stop the body from burning fat. High insulin, which is normal after meals, signal our body to store some of the incoming energy, and we also stop burning stored fat. So insulin resistance develops as the cells resist effects of too much insulin. The problem comes from being in a state of consistently high levels of insulin, which creates a cycle. Too much insulin creates insulin resistance triggers higher levels of insulin, and in turn signals more insulin resistance. The way to successfully break the insulin resistance is to not continually increase insulin levels and dramatically decrease insulin levels. To burn fat, two things must happen. You must burn through your stored glycogen, and insulin levels must drop low enough to release the fat stores. When stored glycogen gets low, your body will trigger hunger signals, so you'll want to eat more, of course. If you don't eat enough to fill up the glycogen stores, but your insulin remains high, body fat can't be released. The body's only remaining option is to decrease your metabolism so that you burn less energy. The body always wants to stay at a certain weight, and anything above or below that will trigger adaptive mechanisms that will return us to that original weight. So after losing weight, we become hungrier and the metabolism relentlessly slows, so that we have to eat less to maintain our lower weight. The reason the body has to resort to decreasing the metabolism and increasing hunger is because insulin remains high. The high insulin levels tells your body to hang on to the body fat and trigger the body to lower the metabolism. This explains why those following the eat less, move more approach gain the weight back. Their metabolism slowed down in response to the restricted calories. Once you increase your calories slightly, even if you are still eating less than you were before, because of the slowed metabolism, you are now gaining weight back. You will return to the original weight. All of this is predictable since calorie restriction is known 99% failure rate. That doesn't mean that you can't lose weight following a calorie restricted regimen. It means 99% of the time you will gain that weight back. Like, that is mind-blowing, guys. So what is the solution? Eating foods that minimize insulin spikes, like the ketogenic diet, and integrating periods of fasting like intermittent fasting. Of the 3 macronutrients, carbs, fats, protein, we know that carbs stimulate the production of insulin the most. So a diet low in refined carbs and sugar is a great start for breaking insulin resistance and losing weight. But for some people, this alone isn't enough. And that's where intermittent fasting and long-term fasting becomes an excellent tool for lasting weight loss. Both low-carb, high-fat diets and fasting are able to reduce insulin. The glucose-lowering benefits of carb restriction are not due to calorie restriction. So a very low-carb diet will provide you with 71% of the benefits of fasting without actually fasting. However, fasting is the most efficient and effective way to lower insulin levels, so combining both are literally the perfect combination. Why does eating less and moving more not work long-term, yet fasting is effective? Okay, so let's get into a little bit more of the science involved in all of this, because I know I am fascinating you guys today with all of this amazing information. So when you are eating regularly, even if it's a few calories, you're not getting the beneficial hormonal changes of fasting. So if you missed that, rewind that, because it's really important. The hormonal changes of fasting is the big difference between just reducing your calories and doing a fasting regimen. During fasting, unlike calorie restriction, the metabolism stabilizes and even goes up to maintain normal energy levels. Guys, listen to that. Your metabolism is going to go up to maintain your normal energy levels while you are fasting. Adrenaline and HGH increases to maintain muscle mass and energy. So while blood sugar and insulin levels go down as the body changes from burning sugar to burning fat, the inability of most diets to reduce insulin resistance is exactly why it results in weight regain. Fasting, on the other hand, introduces prolonged periods of insulin levels, which breaks the cycle of insulin resistance. If you maintain a constant low-calorie diet, the body will adapt to it quickly. The metabolism will decline to match the reduced intake. This causes weight plateaus and then the dreaded weight gain. So it's not because you stopped your diet or cheat too much, but because your body has adapted to it. To prevent your body from adapting to the new weight loss strategy requires an intermittent strategy, not a consistent one. The amount of weight one can lose from a fasting regimen varies tremendously from person to person. The longer you have struggled with your weight, the more difficult it will be to lose the weight. Changing either your fasting schedule or diet or both may help. Some find increasing fasting from intermittent fasting, 16 8-hour fast, to a 24-hour fast or a 36-hour periods randomly can help. So some try to eat once per day every day, while others try to continuously fast for a week. The key is to change up your fasting protocol from time to time. Fasting has also been noted to trigger an early period of rapid weight loss. So with all this information, if your goal is to lose body fat and keep it off, the recommendation that has proven to work when simply eating less and moving more does not includes combining a low insulin meal plan such as the ketogenic diet along with daily intermittent fasting such as a 16 8-hour fast, as well as switching up your fasting schedule by periods of extended fasts such as eating once per day or going a few days fasted. I do have more content on how to actually follow an intermittent fasting regimen, lifestyle, as well as the insulin reducing ketogenic diet. If you guys check out the playlist on this channel, I'll put the link in the description. I'll also put a couple suggested videos for you to check out right after this one to learn more on how you can actually implement this to get the best results in your own lifestyle. So thanks guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new here and hit that little bell so you don't miss anything. I upload videos weekly and I try to find the best content to deliver to you to help you broaden your knowledge and also gain some tips and tricks to following the ketogenic diet. Thanks guys for watching this one. Take care.